You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Thursday the 27th of November, 2025. It is 66 days after the fall equinox. It is 24 days before the winter solstice. Today is Thanksgiving in the United States. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 7th day of Frimaire, the day of the chou-fleur, the cauliflower. The sun rises today at 6:57 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 11:43 a.m. The sun sets today at 4:30 p.m., civil twilight ends at 5 p.m., and nautical twilight ends at 5:34 p.m. The length of daytime today is 1 minute 29 seconds shorter than yesterday. The moon is in its waxing crescent phase and is 44% full at midday. The first quarter will arrive tomorrow. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the wee hours, high tide, 2:52 a.m., 1 meter 22. In the morning, low tide, 8:54 a.m., 21 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide, 3:07 p.m., 1 meter 34. At night, low tide, 9:27 p.m., 0 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, wild turkey populations around New York City and its environs have been making a comeback in the last decade. In Staten Island, their numbers have grown enough that they are considered something of a nuisance. But in this corner of Queens, they are rare as hen's teeth. So when, in April of 2024, a turkey was spotted in Astoria Park, it caused quite a sensation. She was nicknamed Astoria, but she quickly decamped to Roosevelt Island. She later flew across the East River to Midtown Manhattan. The NYPD tried to capture her, but the plucky bird was too fast for them. CNN reports this month that she has found a home in Battery Park. Several birders keep an eye on her, and she roosts high in an oak tree in the park. We wish Astoria the turkey well. Commemorations. Let us consider the Thanksgiving holiday. In Europe in the 16th and 17th century, it was a long-standing practice for the civil or religious authorities to proclaim special days of thanksgiving or fasting. And when the European settlers arrived in North America, they brought the practice with them. Very early in the colonial period, days of Thanksgiving were proclaimed at various times in both Virginia and New England. During the War of Independence, the Continental Congress declared a day of Thanksgiving in 1777. It was the first such proclamation across the emerging United States. Once our current Constitution came into effect, President George Washington proclaimed such a day as well. His successor, John Adams, likewise. The third president, Thomas Jefferson, who believed firmly in the separation of church and state, declined to declare the holiday. Madison revived the tradition, which then fell into abeyance, except as a regional holiday. And that brings us to the origin of the Thanksgiving we celebrate today. In the midst of the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln was persuaded to revive the national holiday. Sarah Josepha Hale, the editor of the popular magazine Godley's Lady's Book, had been writing editorials advocating for Thanksgiving. Lincoln's first proclamation was issued in 1862. The next year he fixed the date on the last Thursday of November. It has been celebrated ever since. You may have noticed that we have not mentioned the Pilgrims. And that's because that specific story, a blend of New England history and much myth-making, didn't become firmly entrenched in the celebration of Thanksgiving until after the Civil War. And now that story of the English and the Indians sitting down to a peaceful feast no longer speaks to many. It glosses over and sugarcoats an era of intense conflict between natives and settlers, and perhaps it's time to let the story go. As we sit down at the Thanksgiving table, the traditional dishes, the turkey, sweet potatoes, cranberries, and pumpkin pies, can put us in mind of the harvest and call us to be the best stewards of this good land. And as we gather with friends and family, to be grateful for the communities in which we live, and consider in a thoughtful way the things for which we give thanks. The Thanksgiving Day Parade, with its bands, floats, and huge balloons, begins today at 8:30 a.m. at 77th and Central Park West. The parade route runs down to Columbus Circle, then turns and goes down 6th Avenue, culminating at Herald Square in front of Macy's. Alternate side of the street parking is suspended today in New York City for the Thanksgiving holiday. And that is the Observatory, Thursday the 27th of November, 2025.